I want to quickly talk about too as we move on to this recap of the Eagles game is this impact that the defense has made. Hamza Quinnen Williams, he's so far 2-0 as a member of the Dallas Cowboys organization. He has made an instant impact on the defensive line, not only for his own play, Hamza, but I think we've started to see guys like Osa Odigizua and Kenny Clark, and even guys like DeMarvion Overshone and Logan Wilson and Kenneth Murray, who I think is getting a lot of hate in the beginning of the year, rightfully so. But you're starting to see more and more players on this defensive side of the ball making plays because of Quinnen Williams. And I think that is a super underrated aspect of this defense that is not talked about as much as George Pickens and the offense. And he's still under contract for the next 2.5 years. He's only 27 years old. This move by Jerry Jones getting Quinnen Williams, I think, is going to be something that Cowboy fans are going to remember for a long time, not only for the impact he's making this year, but the impact he's going to make for years beyond. And he has just been unbelievable, Hamza. Can you talk a little bit about what you think about Quinnen Williams and his impact here in Dallas?
I mean, he's just been super disruptive ever since he's stepped on the field. We literally saw the first snap against the Raiders. He was already getting to the quarterback. You're like, oh my god, you just see what Quinnen Williams just did? I'm like, no, I didn't see it. And then they showed the replay. I'm like, dude, this guy's a monster. Quinnen Williams, his impact on the field, like you mentioned before, it affects everyone in a good way. It affects Osa Odigizua. He's been playing his best 2 games throughout the entire season. These past 2 games against the Raiders and then against the Eagles. Kenny Clark, obviously, we know he's a dog. He's been playing really well. And also, like, despite we didn't have the greatest pass rush from our edge rushers this past game, but there was a couple times they almost got there. Dante Fowler on Jordan Mailata, who's one of the best tackles in football. Just the impact that the interior has, and with Quinnen Williams, Osa, and Kenny Clark, it helps everyone else. Like you also mentioned before, DeMarvion Overshone had his best game. He played really well. He was flying all over the field. There's so many clutch open field tackles he made against Saquon, and they had one really good tackle against Devonta Smith down in the flat. That was huge. Kenneth Murray, he's been getting a little bit of shade, but, he's been stepping up. But this is it's honestly the Quinnen Williams effect. That's what happens when you have a threat like him. And I was, he's been unbelievable. He's super impactful. There's not much you can really do to stop him, because if you want to double team him, okay, you're leaving one-on-one with Osa, you're leaving one-on-one with Kenny Clark. Like, he's the guy that, we needed for quite a while. And you can see, dude, the Dallas Cowboys in the past 2 games have had the second highest run grade. They have the second highest run defensive grade.
Yeah,
They're second in the run right now. In the past 2 games, they held Saquon Barkley to 22 carries.
10 rushes for 22 yards, which I'm just trying to say, like, it's unbelievable.
For 22 yards.
Yeah, 10 rushes for 22 yards for Saquon Barkley, and this Eagles choke job of an organization, like, cry Eagles cry, like, cannot believe the Eagles did that, and the Cowboys coming back was unbelievable. A great moment for the Dallas Cowboys.